Hello there, I'm Graeme Garden.
And I'm Brooke-Taylor.
And this is Beat the Nation, the show where every question has been asked to over 1,000 people nationwide.
Yes, and the value of each question is calculated by the exact number of people who got it right or wrong.
For example, we asked the nation the leaves of which plant are traditionally used to soothe nettle stings.
The right answer is dock leaves, and our poll reveals that 73% of the nation know the answer. So if one of our contestants got that right, they'd have beaten 27% of the nation and therefore scored 27 points.
Quite simply, the more you beat, the more you score. And remember, the best contestants will return to battle it out in our end-of-series £25,000 grand final. So let's find out who's hoping to score those points today. Tim.
First up is Stephen Rooney. He's a police officer from Sefton in Liverpool, and I respect all police officers, especially in Liverpool. Rooney, not a relation to...
Thankfully not now. I'm a Liverpool supporter.
As opposed to Everton, right. But you went to Sheffield Poly. What did you study there?
I did languages and politics, French and Spanish.
You want to have dinner with somebody I think is fantastic. Who's that?
Yeah, I'd love to meet Nelson Mandela.
And the stories he'd tell?
He must have plenty to tell, yeah.
Yeah. And so do you, I expect. The next, next to Stephen is Jackie McLeod. She's a medical secretary from Highgate in London. You went to Oxford. What did you study there?
French and German.
French, so you can speak to each other.
Yes.
In police talk. Now, you went on a strange trip, ice trip. What was this?
Ah, yes. Slight error of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was stepping on a frozen flagstone.
Yes.
It was, in fact, a frozen pond. And I went pretty instantly through it.
Next to Jackie is Jamie Stewart. He's a project manager from Wilford in Nottingham. I've got to ask you, project manager, what does that mean?
I look after the new pieces of work that are going through the business, really. New products or new pieces of IT that are going into the business.
So it's what it says, really, on the can?
Basically, yeah.
You manage the project. OK. Now, you also have a slightly embarrassing moment.
Just after passing my driving test, I managed to knock over my neighbour's brick wall, reversing out of our drive. It's an error that I don't repeat very often.
Next to Jamie, we have Michelle Hearn. She's a librarian from Washington, Tyne and Wear. It must be a question you get answered. What sort of book do you get? You know you've got to get in there.
Catherine Cookson, especially up in my neck of the woods, yeah. Absolutely love Catherine Cookson.
And they go on and on and on.
And there are hundreds of them.
And you want to visit what I thought was a supermarket, but it turns out to be somewhere else. Where is it?
Iceland.
Why?
Just fascinating geography, really different from anywhere else on Earth, I think.
That's as good a reason as any. Graeme, those are our 4 splendid contestants.
And very welcome they are. Round 1, as always, features questions that most people in Britain don't know the answers to. Our polling tells us that less than half of the nation can answer the following questions. But can our contestants? Let's find out. Contestants, whichever one of you fails to get 150 points in this round, will be leaving early, I'm afraid, so fingers on those buzzers. Here come the questions. Derived from the Russian word for grandmother, what name is given to a Jackie?
Babushka.
Babushka is the triangular headscarf tied under the chin, yes.
Well done. 24% of the nation knew that, but 76 didn't, so you get 76 points. Very good start.
In the UK, how many teaspoonsful equal 1 tablespoonful? Michelle?
2.
Not 2. Stephen?
3.
3 is the correct answer.
10% of the nation knew that, which means that 90% didn't, so you get 90 points. Very well started, Stephen.
OK, Stephen and Jackie off there, Jamie and Michelle still to start. Which mountain range stretches from Lake Maracaibo in the north of South America to Tierra... Stephen?
The Andes.
The Andes, right down to Tierra del Fuego in the south, yes.
You need 60 points, Stephen, and that was worth 75 points, so you're through to the next round. Well done.
What was the Queen Mother's maiden name? Jackie?
Bowes-Lyon.
Bowes-Lyon is right.
You need 74 points, and that was worth 65 points. Not quite there yet.
Nope. Still needing 9. Jamie and Michelle, you need to get off the mark. Lilium is the botanical name for which group of flowering plants? Michelle?
Lilies.
Lilies is right, yes.
And you get 75 points for that. Good start as well.
OK, you need 75 to go through. Jamie, you still need 150. Which singer is the daughter of 80s Blue Peter presenter Janet Ellis? Michelle?
Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
That's right.
And that's worth 67 points.
You need 8 to go through. Jackie needs 9. Jamie still needs 150. Who in March 1968 announced he did not wish to stand for re-election as United States President? Jamie.
JFK?
Not JFK. Jackie.
Nixon?
It wasn't Nixon either. Michelle, any ideas?
Lyndon Johnson.
It was Lyndon Johnson, yes.
You need 8, and that was worth 89, so you're well through, Michelle. Well done.
So Michelle goes through. Jackie only needs 9 to go through. Jamie needs 150, but a couple of speedy fingers there might see you do it. Which internet search engine, now the most popular in the world? Jackie.
Google?
Google is the right answer, was launched by Mr. Bryn and Mr. Page in 1998, yes.
You needed 9, and that's worth 80, and we're very grateful to those two gentlemen.
Very grateful.
Well done, Jackie. Yes,
So, Jamie, I'm afraid you have failed to qualify for the next round, but it's not all bad news. You could wangle £100 out of Tim.
not many people can do that, but I hope you can get £100 if you can predict just how clever the nation is. Listen to the following question. One pin in a 3-pin electrical plug is labelled E. What does this stand for? Now, you don't need to know the answer to that, but do you know?
Earth?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The answer is Earth. But what percentage of the nation do you think knew the answer? If you can guess to within 10% either way, then my £100 will be yours.
55.
55. So you've got between 45 and 65. Let's see whether the nation backs you up or not. What percentage? I think that's a very good guess myself. Now, come on, past 45. Go on, stop now. Stop now. Stop now. Stop. Oh. Oh, 89%. I'm quite reassured that not too many people are going to get electrocuted, but I'm very sorry for you, Jamie. I'm afraid you don't get the £100. Thanks very much for coming on the show.
Thanks.